anything in excess is never good, right? I mean, even if it was, we just said that, you were constantly listening to music also may not be very good, right? Because it is, you are exciting only one sense. When there is only excitement of one sense and there is no collaboration of other senses, then there is no epiphany of concluding or comprehending or creating a strong neuron which is going to be connected, right? I mean, you have just one sense kind of input that's coming in, and your kind of mind is relying or craving just to satisfy that part. It's a habit that you're creating. And what we need to understand, I mean, this is where even the doctors used to talk previously, right? I mean, the whole reason, I mean, there are two consequences of screen time. Of course, the real photons are entering your eye. So the muscle of your eye is going to get loose. Of course, it is going to impact your eyes. Your lens is going to get distorted in placement, and you're going to need glasses. That is as simple as saying the physical phenomena that is happening, right? But also from brain development phenomena, it is an excitement of one sense, and there is no other senses that are feeding it. So like I said, it is not an epiphany that is going to get created there. And that is the reason what you really need to understand is that television is not a fallback for you to entertain the child when you are busy. I mean, if this is what the parents are using it for, then I think it's a big no. You need to cut down the television time to zero right away. Because, I mean, in most of the households, and we've seen parents talk about it, they really say, I have no other way of doing it. I'm busy at work, and, I have to keep my child occupied. So television is what the child is watching. But then you have no control what the child is watching. You're not really sitting down next to the child. You're allowing the child to develop their own context to everything what they're watching. You don't know whether it is quality programming that they are really watching. I mean, I still remember when my kid was small, and if I let my child alone, I actually saw the kid animate the character, emote the character, to the extent the child felt that if they had to cry in the way the character was crying, because that's how cry was supposed to be, right? I mean, the excitement meant screaming at the top of their voice. There was the squealing and the shrill voice, and you were wondering what was going on, why there was no normalcy in the world. So see, then that's where they're learning from. They're building the context. So television has two purposes. One thing, it has to be used as an education tool. So, of course, the schools are now using it as screen time. They have to, there is no other choice. But if you also want to allow your child to watch television, then other than the school time, I personally believe the school time in the age group of 2 to 12 shouldn't be more than 2 to 3 hours. And that itself is way more screen time than a child should be using. So I believe that beyond that, if you have to still use it as a tool, it cannot be crossing an hour more. Not is a big question. According to me, it should be right there, 0. But that doesn't sound very practical, so we are not going to really stress on that. But while you are using that, it would be nice to have an adult sit next to the child, share some ideas, share some thoughts. Let there be a conduit of information that is going to and fro on it. Let there be context. You may not intervene all the time, but at least you're aware and you know what to bring up where and what. Kind of, it will help. But at the same time, my suggestion is that you talk to the children about it. We are a Montessori, and we believe that when children are engaged by themselves, they will make the right choices. So a lot of times the parent believes that it is upon them to entertain the child, it is upon them to care for the child, it is upon them to feed the child. Instead, if you kind of start putting it upon the child as their job, that they are responsible for their hunger and they need to feed themselves. They are responsible for actually picking up their clothes and taking a shower and wearing them. They are responsible also to participating in cleaning up the house with them because it is their house. And they are responsible for the social interaction of the family. Deepshika, I believe the child themselves will let go of the television.